Hello everyone, welcome to Twisted Serenity with Mimi. Thanks for clicking on my channel. So today I'm switching it up a little bit from the gingerbread decor that I've been doing. And I'm going to show you guys how I created this North Pole theme tier tray. I love this tray. It's so youthful. It's perfect for your kids. It's perfect for your grandchildren. It's perfect for yourself. So I really hope you guys enjoy. Now sit back and relax and craft with me. Let's get started. Okay, so for this first one, I have like this round piece. It's not wood, it's more like an MDF type of piece. So I'm going to start and I'm just going to sand off as much as that image as I can. And then I'm going to paint over it with my nutmeg brown from Apple Barrel. I do paint the front, the back, and all around the edges of the little round as well. Okay. So now once it was dried, I took this piece of felt, and this was only like 33 cents at Walmart. And I'm basically going to draw on the ears, not the ears, the antlers. We're going to make a little reindeer. So we're going to draw on the little ears and then we're going to cut it out. Now I did place my piece of felt on the wood round to see basically where I was going to draw so I don't go too far down the wood round. And then once I cut it out, I place it back on the wood round just to make sure that it fits right. So I placed it on there like I said, but I haven't glued it down because I want to draw the eyes and the nose. So I just wanted to make sure that the placement was all right before I actually glued anything down. Now I want it to be like a little girly one. So this one does have like the eyes kind of closed and just a round little nose. Remember, if you're trying to draw it, try to have more confidence in drawing, but if you don't want to draw it, you could cut it out with if you have a Cricut machine, a silhouette machine, or any type of stickers. Once it was drawn, I just used my paintbrushes and I filled everything in. So now going back to our little felt piece, I had some white felt, so I just grabbed some white felt and cut out like little pieces to go inside my little reindeer's ears. And I am using some like regular clear school glue to glue that on. Since it is felt, I did not want to use hot glue. So I attached the little white pieces and then as you can see, I drew them on at first because I just want to make sure the placement's right. And then I take my ears and I glue them onto my little reindeer. Now I wanted my little reindeer to have some antlers. So these little ornaments, I've never seen them before and I got them at Dollar Tree. And I had them in my stash, so I wanted to use them. So I grabbed my drill very carefully and I'm going to drill 2 little holes where I'm going to place the antlers. These, if you have these, like these little ornament antler things, they have like a place where like, at the bottom of them where you could see it like they need to be stuck inside something. So I don't know if these were like meant for like picks or I don't know. It's confusing. But so once I'm done drilling my little holes, I just pop the antlers right in there. And that is it for this one. I love the way this one came out. And I am going to let you guys know right now, you guys are going to hear my baby in the background. He's not feeling too well. So he's been very clingy on top of me. So bear with me for this one because this video might be all over the place and I'm going to be stumbling over words because this mama's trying to multitask. Okay, so on to the next one. This one's so simple and so inexpensive since we're going with the theme of a North Pole tier tray decor. So I have like this burlap ribbon and I just cut a piece out. And I'm using the wood plank just because I'm going to grab a Sharpie and I'm going to start writing on top of the burlap, and I'm basically making a Santa's nice list. Whatever names I could think about, I just wrote them on there. I wrote my families, my kids' friends. I just started writing down names. Now, I didn't go all the way to the bottom because you want to leave some space at the bottom of the burlap. Once you get down to the bottom, I cut out this piece of circle cardboard. And I just took some vinyl, red vinyl, and I covered the whole circle piece. Now I'm taking my Sharpie again and I just wrote Santa approved on it. I kind of wanted to make this look like a Santa like seal without actually purchasing, it online or like the decal online. I decided just to make my own, and I wanted to decorate a little bit more. So I grabbed my little gold marker and I just made like a little rim around it, like a little border around it with the gold marker, just to make it look a little bit more official. Now I take my hot glue to my little circle, and I'm so out of frame here, but I just glued it down to the bottom of our little Santa Nice list. Now I wanted this to look like the Santa scroll, if that's what it's called. So I took my paintbrush and I just rolled up the ends of the ribbon, and that was it for this one, you guys. How cute is this? Okay, so on to the next. Now, this is another piece of burlap. It's not the burlap ribbon. This is actually a piece of burlap fabric. And I just cut a piece out, and I'm going to fold it right in half. And then I'm going to glue both of the sides down, but I'm going to leave the top flap open. Now, once it's glued and dry, you do want to flip it inside out. I'm not sure why my camera did not get that part, but I did flip it inside out. So I wanted to look like a little sack. Now, instead of marker, I use like a very fine paintbrush, and I use some paint, and I just wrote the words reindeer treats. I want this to look like a little reindeer, like reindeer feed sack bag. I know they do have the ornaments like this. I just wanted to make my own. Now I take my little plank out, and I take this is just the filling of a pillow, and I just fill it up just to make the bag look full, because I didn't want to put anything else in there. And I just going to tie it up with a piece of my twine. When I snipped my twine off, I did cut a little bit shorter than I wanted it, but it was fine. So I had this little deer from Hobby Lobby, and I wanted a little bit more embellishment, so I just glued it right on there, and that was it. Okay, you guys, this next one, I think it's one of my favorites on the tier tray. Now, this is like the play food that you get from Dollar Tree. And, I mean, I have so many of these. Trust me, you guys, my son does not miss these. And I use my heat gun to take off that label. If you're going to use the heat gun, be very, very careful, because I did bent mine in a little bit from the heat. Because I could not find my glue gun anywhere. Not glue gun. Is it glue gun? Yeah, glue gun anywhere. So I removed that label, and once I removed that label, I have this decal that I made using my Cricut, and this font is so stinking cute. This font, I believe the name is coming soon. I don't know. That's what it's called on my design space, and I just transferred it right onto the milk carton, and that was it for this one, you guys. I love the way that this one came out. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, so we have milk for Santa, but what about the cookies? Now, this is some clay that I had. Now, this clay was like dried up clay, and I just tried to bring it back to life. So I was like, oh, what can I do with this clay? Because it really wasn't grabbing like the molding. So basically, I just took a bunch of like little pieces, and I just rounded them out, just turning them into balls and then squishing them down. Now they're not completely dry, they're just semi-dried. I grabbed my caramel color from Apple Barrel, and I'm going to paint all my little cookies. At first I'm using a paintbrush, but then I grabbed like a makeup sponge, and I realized that the dabbing of the makeup sponge made the paint go on wicked smoother. So now I wanted these to be chocolate chip cookies, so I have this brown crayon, and I took this little grater thing, and at first I was grating the crayon, but it was coming out like sprinkles more than chunks. So I decided to take my scissors and basically just cut pieces of the crayons to make it look like little chunks. So I'm turning these into some chocolate chip cookies. Now I'm just going to push the pieces of my little fake chocolate chips right in there. That's why you don't want to wait for your clay to dry completely, because if not, you won't be able to push them in. If your clay does dry, you could just use some Mod Podge just to, put them right on there. Okay, so I didn't just want to throw these on my tier tray. So I have this little plate. It's one of the dish sets from Dollar Tree. And I'm grabbing my makeup sponge. And I took some white chalk paint. And I'm just going to dab the white chalk paint all over this. Since it is plastic, I just wanted the paint that the red candy apple paint that I'm going to use. I wanted it, what's the word I'm looking for? I wanted it to have something to grab onto. So that's the reason why I'm layering it with the white chalk paint first, or you could use Mod Podge. So I wanted to decorate my little plate, my little dish a little bit more. So I grabbed my green puffy paint and I just followed the outline that it had on the little dish. And I just put the little dots of some silver puffy paint. I saw an ornament like this, and that was just kind of like my little inspiration for the decorating of the plate. And then I just placed my cookies right on there, and that was it. How cute is this one? Okay, so this next one is not a DIY, but if you guys see like these laser cut words, grab it. It says believe, and what is more perfect for a Christmas decor piece, especially a North Pole Santa like decor, as the word believe. So all I did was paint it with my Candy Apple by Apple Barrel, and I'm going to throw that right on my tier tray. Okay, so these next ones came out so cute. I have 4 blocks here, but I do end up grabbing 6 in total. And if you are a returning subscriber, you know this is from my big bag of blocks from the thrift store. I mean, it brought hundreds of blocks, different shapes of blocks for only $1. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to paint all of them using some white paint. Once they were dried, I grabbed my Arbor Green by Apple Barrel and my Candy Apple from Apple Barrel. And I'm just going to take like a thin paintbrush, and I'm just going to paint all around the edges. And I'm going to paint 3 of them with the red and 3 of them with the green. I do paint all the edges of every single side of every single block. Now I grabbed these rub-on transfer from Dollar Tree. If you don't have these rub-on transfers or can't grab these stickers from Dollar Tree. These bring so many different like letters in such a like in one pack, and I know these rub-on transfers are not always at Dollar Tree. So I'm gonna alternate it between the red and the green, and I cut out a bunch of different like Christmas words. I did have to use 2 different packs of the rub-on transfers just to get a couple more of the letters, like for instance like the H and the O's. And basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna transfer all the letters on one side, and then I'm gonna flip them over and then transfer the other words. You can see what I'm doing. Sometimes I like think like, what the heck am I even saying? Now some of them didn't completely rub on, like transfer on. Some of them did peel up with the paint. So I just took a Sharpie marker, and I did just go over it with a Sharpie marker. I swear you cannot even notice it. Now when I transferred on Santa, obviously there was 1 block left blank. So I have these like little Christmas stickers that came in a Christmas book from last year. And I just put stickers on the places where the blocks were empty. I put like a gift box for Santa, a little holly berry for Mary. And then when I transferred on Joy, I had 3 different colors, light bulbs, a red, a green, and a blue sticker. And I put those on for the word Joy. How cute are these? Okay, we're almost there, you guys. So I grabbed these chalkboard tags from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to take one of them out. Now make sure you take, well, you can leave that little string on, but I am going to replace that with my twine. So I made this printable, and I wish I knew how to share printables with you guys, but I made this printable, and basically I sized it to my tag. And I'm just basically going, I don't know why I keep saying basically. Oh, Lord. And I'm going to use my purple clear glue stick, my disappearing, whatever you call it. And I'm going just to glue that right on to my little gift tag. Now, I couldn't find my hole puncher. So I just took my little pokey tool and I just poked a hole right through the back of the tag. And I did make like the image, like as you can see, like where the tag is at. So once I did that, I took these keys, also from Dollar Tree. These are laser woodcut keys. And I painted it with my metallic gold paint. Now, if you guys have like those real keys, go all for it. But I love to stick to my Dollar Tree stuff. And this was already in my stash, so I decided to use this. And it does end up looking like a real key once I did paint it gold. So once I have it painted and dried, I grab my red and white twine and I stick the twine, like I thread the twine into the key, and then I take the baker's twine and I just put it right through the opening of the tag. I love, love, love the way this came out. If you guys are still watching, you guys are the real MVPs. And hit that like button and drop a comment down below because we're almost at the end. So for this one, we are using a piece of a dowel, 2 tumbling tower blocks. These I'm reusing them because they are stuck together already. A piece of like a scrap piece of like wood plank and a little dowel top. So I'm going to start and I'm going to paint the tumbling tower blocks, the dowel, and that little piece of wood plank all with white paint. Now I take the little dowel cap and I do paint that with my candy apple paint. And I'm also going to take the dowel, like the little pole. I told you guys I'm stumbling all over my words today. And I'm going to paint stripes down the dowel. I want to make it look kind of like a candy cane type of thing. So everything is dried and painted. So I take my little top of my little dowel, my little cap, and I'm going to glue that to the top of our little pole. I'm going to stop saying dowel because I feel like I'm just messing everything up. On top of our little pole. Now, I made this transfer using my Cricut and it just says Northpole. And I transferred that onto that little piece of that little wood plank. And I wanted it to have a little bit more of a pop. So I just took my candy apple red and I just made a little red border around our little North Pole sign. Now, once it was dried, I came and I glued it to our little pole. Now, for the final step of assembling everything, I put some glue at the bottom of my pole and I attached it onto our little tumbling tower blocks. Now, you could be done all there, right there, but I wanted this to look more like a little bit more North Pole. So I took my little faux snow and my clear glue and I put some faux snow at the bottom base of our little sign. I put some on our little North Pole little sign and on the top of our little dowel. Okay, so I got this like little wood plaque thing from Michael's, and these are only like 99 cents. So I painted the whole thing with the candy apple from Apple Barrel, and I'm making like a little stop sign. I think a stop sign has what, 8 sides? This only has 6 sides, but this will do. So once it was dried, I made this with my Cricut, remember? Stickers, markers, whatever, even printer paper you guys could use. And I just transferred this image right on into the little stop sign. I wanted to give it a little bit embellishment, so I transferred on these little snowflakes. And that was it for this one, you guys. I love the way this came out. Let me know what you guys think. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that bell notification to be notified when I post my next video. I also left a description box in the beginning. I started up that if you want to buy me a coffee to help me out with my channel, you don't need to. Just by you guys watching and hitting that like and comment, you guys are supporting my channel so much. And I wanted you guys to know that I do appreciate you guys. I just started it up because some people asked me if I had a page, so I said why not. So it wouldn't hurt, right? Well, with that being said, as I always say, this world could throw you twists and turns, but always make good choices. To the next one, you guys.